Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Why is the media trying to prop up Malik Willis like he's the next Sam Darnold? This guy was a third-round pick, barely saw the field. When he did, he wasn't that good. And then, wasn't it the very next year they drafted Will Levis, and he couldn't even beat Will Levis out for the starting job in Tennessee? Like, what has he done that nobody on the Browns roster has done, quarterback-wise? Because I watched Andrew Berry's Zagura interview, and I feel like he's letting people know that Shedeur is the guy. So, just my thoughts. Go Browns.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Jimmy, I have seen the same interview. I don't get the sense that Andrew Berry is saying Shedeur's the guy. Now, if you want to question Malik Willis, that's a fair question. But the reason is because it's a down year in the draft. There aren't a lot of big-name quarterbacks, and there's a lot of teams like the Browns that need a quarterback.
Yeah, it's funny how with anytime Shedeur Sanders is the topic, it seems like you can take away whatever you want to take away from that conversation based on how you view him to start, right? My takeaway from the Todd Monken, Andrew Berry, Jimmy Haslam introductory press conference a couple of weeks ago was, yeah, they're not committing to any quarterback right now, which I don't think is like an indictment of anybody. It's not an indictment of Shedeur. I think that's just how new regimes work. I think like Todd Monken becomes, the 1,000th new head coach to not commit to a starting quarterback who doesn't have a proven track record in the NFL. That's business as usual in the NFL, right? So they're going to exhaust every option to try to improve the quarterback position because that's what you do at the most important position in your sport as it pertains to Malik Willis. I think the Malik Willis buzz now is just a slightly evolved version of what it was during his draft year. So Malik Willis, for those who don't remember, those who aren't as deep in the weeds, played at Liberty, had some impressive counting stats, and blew people away with his physical traits. Like he's a really, really strong runner of the football. He was compared to Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson during the pre-draft process. In that regard, he's got a really strong arm. He also has and displayed in Tennessee some of these same deficiencies that Shedeur Sanders has shown during his early days as the Browns starter. Sometimes he misses open reads and he holds onto the ball too long and he takes bad sacks and he doesn't always climb the pocket when he's supposed to. All these classic tenets of a play extending quarterback that's still learning how to play in a professional system and against professional players, where you can't just run around and play backyard football all the time, right? But I think what people saw in the small sample size that he showed with the Packers, I think he had 3 starts there and 3 starts with the Titans, is like maybe Matt LaFleur's helping him shore up some of those growing pains, if you will. He's only started 6 games in the NFL. He's still got this new, it's like a gently used car, right? Like I get the propensity, like when you go used car shopping, you should look at these cars with a skeptical eye. Okay, like what's wrong with it? What has been done? Can you show me the Carfax, as they say on those commercials? Like, what's the accident history, all that stuff? Malik Willis is kind of the guy he was before the draft that had a lot of people interested, except he's shown a little bit more of success in the NFL system. Granted, it's with Green Bay with a really good offensive coach and a good supporting cast around him. We don't know how that's going to translate outside of Green Bay, but that's why there's buzz. And to your point, it's also because people are starving out here. People need quarterbacks. There's basically one that we all agree is like a first-round grade kind of guy in this draft, and at the end of you are worth what you can negotiate, right? Like Malik Willis is probably going to get overpaid based on his track record in the NFL so far, but that highlights how exciting his traits are, and of course how desperate these other teams are to find one.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Shedeur Sanders is not the guy. I'm just saying the Browns aren't ready to commit to him, and they probably shouldn't be. He did enough that I want to see more of Shedeur Sanders, but I'm not ready to say, hey, he's our guy. If you can go get somebody that is more advanced, that's great.